Hello, hello. I am here. Hello, Gabby. How are we doing? You might be wondering why I have the game up here instead of a website for the tier list. And the reason is I want to brag. I want to talk about how much of an objectively better human being I am than the average gamer. Look at this. All done. I just did it. You can't hear anything right now, can you? I mean, not like that matters right now. But I got every... Did you need to do it? Well, I needed to do it to say that I completed all the 3D Mario games. So, there you go. I did everything. I did it last night while I was sleep drunk in VC. And I didn't really feel any of the game because I was talking with someone, so that was pretty cool. I didn't need to, but I did it because I can say that I did it. So yeah, it was I did Champions Road twice. This time with I actually used the catsuit this time with Rosalina. Still managed to piss me off because that's what this game that's what World Crown does. Freaking both the freaking Mystery House and Champions Row they made me angry. I was debating on streaming it, but I was like, I could do this before stream starts. It was just 7 little hours. It didn't take me 7 hours to do Champions Road this time. It took me like, I want to say 1-ish, somewhere around 1 hour. Because I used Rosalina and I also used the catsuit, so a lot easier. Yeah, that's everything here. I also completed Super Mario Odyssey. I got all the costumes. The only thing that's missing is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, the speedrun freaking levels, so I'm gonna do that on my own as well. But yeah, just wanted to brag about that. That's done. Let me just, okay, that's whatever. Okay, now what I really want to show you all is this. Hello, it's me. Here's what we're going to be doing today. I can turn off my Switch for now, just to reduce the glare here. Alright, let me pop this out, just so I can pop it out. And then window, not Nintendo Direct, tier list. Here we go. 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 This needs to be bigger. I also need to pop out the chat so I can actually see what people are saying here. How do I do that? Let's see. Buy Lego, buy medication. They want me to. They really do. I mean, I don't know if I really need that, but I wonder how that doesn't work though. That doesn't work. I need to use my phone. I need to use my phone to look at the chat. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Here's the chat. I don't want to look at my face. I want to look at my chat. Misra. Bueno. Okay. Cool. Put that down. Don't talk phone. Okay. All right. So, the 3D Mario Marathon is over after a year of streams. Really fucking crazy. And now that I've completed every 3D Mario, pretty much, if you don't count Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, which I'm going to do later, I completed all of them. And now is the moment of truth. We are going to be ranking every single 3D Mario, and then afterwards we're going to play some Luigi's Mansion. Okay? I got all the 3D Marios here. I hope I don't scare you, but did you know there's a boo behind you? there's more than one. Goombella, you need to be. There you go. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. We're ranking. Okay. All right. First of all, I played all this shit. All right. We don't need this. Get rid of that. F should be fuck, I can't choose my own color. I guess it's gonna be gray. Gray for boring as fuck. F, we got D, C, B, A, S. I think that's a good sort of measurement thing to use. That's how I'm gonna treat this, and I'm gonna treat my ranking as you know, how good I think a game is based on if the average gamer, average Joe, sort of, were to play this game, how likely are they to enjoy it? Okay, that's sort of my mentality here. Okay, so I think thankfully I don't think any of these games are complete utter garbage, so that's good. Rank on your opinions. I like. I don't know. I like thinking. I like to try to think as objectively as possible. I guess I could talk about which one's my. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I'm being honest, I think the rankings are gonna like freaking coincide anyway, so I don't think it really matters. Um, Let me think here about how I want this to look. Um, hmm. Okay. Okay. So, first one, I'm gonna start at the very bottom here. Okay. So, first one is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. That is in D tier. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker is below average. Um, I think it's really boring. Um, Hold on, let me think for a second. uh, Let me think for a second. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, because I remember when I was playing it, I said it was all right, but it was also really fucking boring. Um, a lot of repetition, at least when it comes to getting all the stuff. But even when you're not getting all the stuff and you're just playing one level, it doesn't feel like you're doing a lot. It feels like, you know, touch a thing to proceed forward. And that's essentially the gist of the game. A lot of the time, click and move forward. Yes, there's the wheel and whatever the fuck, and you have to be careful where you're going most of the time. But, like, I feel like the general gist of the game is way too simplistic to be interesting for the average person. I think that most people would not be entirely um, captivated by this game. Maybe I'll like bump it up a little bit just because I don't think that I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. It's just boring. It's really boring. Yeah. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, and the cutscenes are very repetitive. Sometimes the levels repeat themselves. Um, I was also a little bit disappointed with the bonus levels because a lot of them ended up being repeats. I was hoping that all of them were going to be Odyssey, but not really. There was just like 3 or 4 levels, and then the rest was not that. Um, I'm gonna leave Captain Toad at D tier. Maybe I'll feel bad and change my mind. Um, but for now, I'm just gonna say it's kind of below average. So there's that. Let's see here. And I don't compare it to any of the others. Like, no, it's not as good. Well, yeah, that's why there's a not as good tier, right? I'm not. I mean, that's why I'm saying Captain Toad's at the bottom, and I'm putting it at D tier because none of these games are completely awful. I can see um how some people can enjoy Captain Toads to some extent, at the very least, because you know all the basic things of the game are there. There isn't anything completely frustrating or stopping you from beating the game. It's not extremely irritating to play. Um, and it's not, it's kind of boring, but it's not, it won't, it's not complete torture. Um, that's why I'm not putting an F tier. I don't think it's a completely bad game. I just think it's a little below average. It's not Mario, it's Toad. Well, it has a lot of Mario mechanics. The enemies function the same as in 3D Mario. Only real difference is that Captain Toad can't jump. Um, and I mean, Captain Toad was also in 3D World, so it's not a 3D Mario, but it's very 3D Mario adjacent. And I don't know where else I would rank this. What other game list I would rank this in? So I'm just putting Captain Toad there. So if you want to count as 3D Mario, whatever. If you don't want to count it, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna rank it anyways. Okay. So shit in C tier. I got to think about this a little bit. I almost feel bad, but shit. I gotta think. I probably should have thought about this prior and then presented my opinions. Because that's kind of how I wanted it to go, but I didn't. I got distracted by 3D World, so that's not very smart. But so oops, messy tier list day. Oops. I think the next one. There's two games I have in mind for the next position, and that I'm kind of fighting between those two right now. Um, hmm. Okay. I think for at least for now, I think there's gonna be a lot of for nows, unfortunately. Shit. I don't know. I think I'm going to put Super Mario 64 in C tier, and here's why. The original Super Mario 64, it's held up pretty well over the years. For a game that old, it it still does it still does stand the test of time. It aged a lot better than a lot of, at least, okay. It probably aged a lot better than a lot of other 3D platformers in its time. However, I think it has shown its age despite that. The controls are fairly clunky by today's standards. The wall jumping is not fun. You have to press B at the exact time you jump on a wall, and that's not the greatest. Some of the levels, with the clunky controls, when you have like kind of rigid controls, it makes the overall experience a lot more difficult to enjoy. I'd say even some of the stars aren't the most fun to get, especially when you're completing the game with 100 coin stars. Um, a lot of those are not great. They're not really that fun. Mario shoots to the sky in Balam's Battlefield. Not the greatest. If you mess up with your wing cap, you have to like sort of swerve all over the place, try to get back to the ring, and then your cap falls and you have to go back in the cannon. It's a whole process. Um, a lot of the levels kind of feel like they feel you really have to understand how the game works in order for you to do it well. I mean, don't even get me started on Rainbow Ride and Tick-Tock Clock. Those are all right. Fuck off. Fuck off, you. Where's my freaking chat? Go away. You're banned. Yeah, I know. Stream boo. Gabby, you might want to be careful because if you meme, if you meme, if you meme it, actually, I'm gonna delete that because I don't want to want to go there. Um, please don't meme and type that because then I might accidentally ban you and I don't want to do that. So yeah, hi Sean, by the way. So you're right, Mario 64. Um, I feel like a lot of the love around 64, you used to think it aged like poo poo. In some ways, it does. I think some of the levels are pretty good. Like a lot of levels are fairly good. I think just beating the game is all right. Um, but I wouldn't say that it's like I'd say it's okay. Again, I might bump these two up a little bit as I keep thinking about this. Hi MP. I might bump these two up as I keep thinking about this. That is the shortest opening you've ever done, yeah. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at C tier. Mario 64. A lot of the stars are just not the greatest. Some of the levels are not the greatest. I mean, even like Tiny Huge Island is just the design is not. It doesn't feel smooth. You have to really climb your way up to do what you want to do, and it's when you fall down, you got to do it all over again. It's not the greatest. Haven't gotten good. Deluded yourself enough by playing it over and over. Yeah, it's. I don't hate the game. I think it's still. I don't know. I don't know. I might bump some of these up if I'm being honest. We'll see. At the very least, just see it as like, how I'm ordering these in my mind. At the very least, just see it that way. Mario 64. Um, there's something else. I feel like I have more that I want to say about Mario 64. Mario 64. I think a lot of the earlier levels are fairly good. Like, you know, Lethal Lava Land, I think, is fairly fun. Um, freaking yeah, there are a fair good amount of good levels. Of course, rewarding once you get used to them. It's more difficult to do cool tricks. Firstly, Mario 64 and A. Yeah, I just think it's aged too poorly for me to say that the average person would be guaranteed, or at least be very likely to enjoy it. I think it's kind of more of a toss up. Unless you don't have the correct opinion. We can't all have correct opinions. Some people just have to be objectively worse than others, I guess. Some people swear by the controls. A video like 64 is the only one with good controls. And I don't think that's true. I'm not saying that it. Again, I still think it could have aged a lot worse. I think it has aged well in some ways in terms of level design. Other times, not so much. Sometimes it feels like it's aged well. Sometimes it doesn't really feel like it aged well. And yeah, still be a good time. But like, if you don't know how to play Mario 64, if you're just a complete noob who doesn't know how to play Mario, um, I don't know. I can see a lot of moments of frustration. hmm Okay. Next one, I think I'm going to say is Bowser's Fury. I'm gonna actually put Bowser's Fury above Mario 64 here, and here's why. Bowser's Fury controls pretty well. I mean, obviously, has 3D world mechanics. The first half is a little rough. Um, I'm even above Bowser's Fury. I'm gonna by the end of this, I'm probably gonna bump stuff up. But I think Bowser's Fury is honestly, it's pretty close to good. I mean, I think, I mean, I'm gonna keep it there. Bowser's Fury is the first half is a little rough. You're kind of a lot of the placement of stuff kind of just feels a little arbitrary, and it feels, at least during the beginning when you're not allowed to warp around, it gets a little frustrating to get from place to place, especially with the Bowser blocks. I feel like the Bowser block stuff being put behind the Bowser blocks is it's really annoying. The problem is solved with Bowser Amiibo, but that's pay to win, so I'm not counting that. You gotta wait until Bowser comes up, and when Bowser does come up, like it feels like kind of situational if you can really defend yourself. It kind of feels like this is what I mean by the game design kind of feels kind of arbitrary. They just kind of here, let's let Bowser screw everything up every once in a while, and that doesn't always go to the game's benefit. It just kind of becomes a nuisance, and you just want it to stop. And it can stop if you just wait it out, and that's just I don't think that's the best decision. Um, I think some of the shines, the cat shines, are actually fairly fun to do. Even during the beginning of the game, it's just really like getting around and finding all the shines, and the way that like you have to reset the world by leaving and coming back. I don't think that's the best way to go about it. I think that's a little bit silly. I think everything should just kind of be there. Um, Needing to reset it is really weird. Um, a lot of the cat shards as well. Finding them, some of them are in really tricky spots. Some of them are just kind of right there in front of you. And again, getting around, for example, the tower, when we're talking about the tower world, that's a pretty linear sort of thing. So when you have cat shards in a level like that, that becomes less fun. Um, However, I thought that the game was going to be just kind of in a sort of in the Captain Toad tier. Like it was kind of be like fairly boring, um, but like still have some things that are kind of enticing. Um, but really, once you beat the game and you're given the ability to warp, the game becomes a lot more fun. Actually, I think the second half of the game, by the third hour, once Bowser Jr. let me warp, and he gave me the extra shines, you know where to go. You just keep teleporting to each of the places to do the shines, and you're like, boom, 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 boom. I'm doing all this sort of stuff. It's really satisfying. It kind of starts to feel like Mario Odyssey, honestly. And that's what I really like about Bowser's Fury. It's really the second half. You're just doing a bunch of stuff, rapid fire, um, and they're fun challenges. I like the Dory challenges, um, and yeah, it became really fun at the end. I was actually really surprised. This is sort of why I said I might want to bump it up because I had quite a bit of fun in the second half, but the first half was just kind of bleh. So I don't know. To me, that's more like a C plus B minus. I was really struggling in my mind. Do I want it to be like a B plus, sorry, B minus or C plus sort of thing? Um, I'll leave it here for now. I'm gonna adjust my placements later. But Bowser's Fury is there. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see what you all are saying. Sometimes the most beautiful controls. Most of the islands are linear. They're basically 3D world levels spread across an open map. Yeah, a lot of them are fairly linear, and that doesn't. In general, if you want to collect a bunch of stuff to get a shine, and your level is linear, doesn't end up well. I definitely liked it more in the second half. Yes. Hmm. Okay, next one. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. I think I'm going to put. I don't know. I feel like I had more fun bouncing around between levels rather than trying to ring them all dry one at a time. You're gonna have to ring them out at some point. So it doesn't really matter. You're gonna have to ring them out at some point if you're completing them, at least if you're completing the game. Um, you're always playing it raw. I'm evil. Okay, I'm here to make you angry. Okay, that's my purpose. Okay. I think I'm going to put Super Mario 3D Land next. I think that's what I want to do. But does it go in C tier or does it go in B tier? I think it. I think it. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier just because I think it's a good game. um, maybe like B minus, B to B minus sort of deal. 3D Land. It's a little boring at the beginning, but it does pick up later on. I think it's just really comfortable, fun game. The level design is mostly inoffensive, especially for the first 8 worlds. Um, and yeah, I mean, once you get to the special worlds, it's like once you do the first 8 worlds, they give you another 8 worlds, so that's pretty cool. Um, it's very neat. I like it. Um, the special worlds are pretty fun. Once you beat the game, you get harder levels, which I really like. I think it's mostly pretty well done. Um, you know, the Tanuki Leaf is pretty fun to use. Um, don't go for 100%. Don't do it. Don't do that like how I did. I'm trying to rank these games based on how fun it is to beat them. Um, so yeah, 3D Land controls fairly well. Um, and I think you can have a very good amount of. I don't even know what else to say honestly. Level design is very solid throughout. Um, they switch things up fairly well and doesn't really feel like you're stuck doing one boring thing or stuck doing one thing for too long. Um, very yeah, it's a very decent time. Very very solid. Um, hi Heinz. Rank of 3D Mario's here. I think the next game that I want to put is. I think I want to put. I think I might want to put some Mario 64 DS in B tier, right above 3D Land. I think hot take. I think Super Mario 64 DS is actually quite a bit better than the original Super Mario 64, which is not a popular opinion. And a lot of the time, when I hear people talk about Mario 64 DS and how shit it is, has to do with the controls, and that's it. However, I think once you actually go through the game, I never really found myself getting actually frustrated with the controls. Like I never really had a moment where it really felt that it was a huge issue, and there's a reason for that. Um, they actually redesigned. This kind of surprised me because it's been a very long time since I played this until I played it last year. It surprised me just how much they altered the level design to suit the new play control. So, for example, in Mario 64, if there is a part of the level that is you know, requires some more specific maneuvering with the 3D analog stick, you know, there might be a block where you can hit that gives you Balloon Mario, and you can just float your way to the top. And I think, you know, I think it works fairly well. I think it's pretty fun. I like the new abilities of the characters. Um, I think getting the stars feels a lot less, or at least a little bit less frustrating to get. The only exception is Rainbow Ride. I would say Rainbow Ride is the only level in Super Mario 64 DS where it feels worse to play than the original. It has Wario. And there's the mini games. Oh, the mini games are great. I just didn't like switching between the characters in 64 DS. But even with that, like you can just play as Yoshi and you can get a Mario, Luigi, and Wario cap, and you can do whatever Mario, Luigi, and Wario can do there, save for Bowser fights, Bowser levels, of course. Um, so I kind of forgot about how, you know, they sort of thought about that. Like switching between them isn't that going to get annoying, but if you play as Yoshi, just put on a hat and you're good to go. I think even I don't know if you even need Yoshi. I think you could just I think sometimes they just have the hats there and you're able to use them. Not to mention, you know, like someone said, like Heinz said, mini games. They have, you know, what, 30 new stars. I think that's pretty cool. They have you know, some silver star levels. A lot of the I think a lot of the red coin stuff was replaced with the silver stars, and I thought that was a, at least from what I remember, I thought that was a really good decision. Some of the stars are completely changed, y'all. Like not some of the stars are just completely changed from the original to suit the DS. They're red coins still. Yeah, I think they're red coins, but I think some of them were replaced with silver stars. I think I think that's correct. I think that some of them were replaced. I mean, there might still be some red coin ones, but I think a lot of them were replaced with silver stars, and I think that aids the game very well, very well. So yeah, I think Super Mario 64 DS is a great game. I think it's better than the original. I think it improves upon the original in a lot of ways, especially with all four characters. You know, and the improvement to Mario as well. The wall jumping is just way better. Thank God. You gotta have the slide and then press B to jump whenever you want. You gotta have that. Mario 64 does not do that. Very bad. I think the most fun bit just there. I thought they were fun. You know, going to, you know, the Mario painting, for example. They give you a few stars to do. There was some red coin stars, and there was one red coin star, and there was like, I think there was like something else. Yeah, and there was a timer star, which I like. It's another genre, a new genre of star. They have the timer star where you have to click on the button and then run. I think it was that was very interesting. I really forgot just how different the stars were between the two games. I never really realized that. Happy new content was added. Yeah, so very solid, very good game. I like it. Next one I want to put is shit. I think I want to put 3D World above 64 DS. On the wiki, I still see a red coin star in every level, but they added silver stars in addition to a lot of levels. Okay. In every level, wow. Okay. Yeah. I don't think they outright replaced any. They didn't replace any stars? Interesting. Really? Hmm. In any case, I think the addition of new stars is really cool. So there's that. And we're just talking about beating the game anyways, so. I think it was more fun. I feel like it was more fun to complete Mario 64 DS than it was Mario 64 anyways, but yeah. Hmm. Posture check. I think my posture's fine, okay? Okay. So, next one has wanted Peak. It's Peak. But yeah, next one, 3D World. 3D World kind of surprised me because I played it for the first 2 to 3 worlds, and I was like, this is boring as fuck. This is gonna suck. But it was thankfully it was just a 3D Land situation. It has the same sort of syndrome as 3D Land. I think with 3D Land it might have, I don't know, it might have taken it to like World 1 or 2 for me to start really having fun, and 3D World took me like 3 or 4 worlds. I'm not sure, but I feel like 3D World just kind of expanded on 3D Land in a lot of ways. Um, has a lot more interesting theming, a lot of more interesting ideas. It has the cat suit in addition to the Tanuki leaf. Um, it has a lot of level gimmicks and stuff. A lot more. I think the level gimmicks in 3D World are quite a bit more interesting than 3D Land, which is why I'm sort of putting 3D World in B plus and 3D Land like B minus. I'd say 64DS is somewhere between a B or a B plus. Um, 3D World is a good amount of fun. They have the green stars for collectibles and stamps. How you know fun that is might vary, but at least when it comes to just beating the game, I think the levels are, you know, I think they're great. If you're just having a casual romp going from first level to the final Bowser, good fun. And they have still have the special worlds, which I think are, well, some of the. I mean, I just played World Flower today, and there was the one with the Mario Galaxy music with the hexagons. I thought that one was kind of more cruel. Once you get to the special worlds, a lot of them, some of the levels kind of feel a little bit more unfair sometimes. The 3D Land kind of also has that, but but those are kind of optional because they're post game. So, uh, 3D World, pretty freaking fun. Very solid Mario game. Probably a little bit better than 64DS just because the what you're doing is you're more likely to run into a non-frustrating level in or situation in 3D World than in 64DS. That's why I think it's a little bit better. So there's that. Things about 3D World before you really gave it a chance. What kind of thing did I? What kind of things did I say? I said that it was boring. I mean, I didn't. Well, yeah, I didn't give it a chance. I mean, that was my only impression of it. How am I supposed to think anything else if that was my only impression of it? I still think it was boring and soupy. Yeah, because when I was playing the first, I don't think it's great that. Maybe I should put it a bit lower. I don't know. I don't think it's great that the first few levels. No, yeah, that's actually a good point. Now that I'm thinking about it, the first few worlds, that's kind of the grabbing your attention. So if that part is boring, then maybe I still think it's a good game, but I feel like that shouldn't be a. Well, I mean, some games kind of have their BS. Hmm. I might switch 64DS and 3D World or something, but same critical. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I might bump down 3D Land too for that same reason. Um. So yeah. I think. Maybe I should put 64DS above 3D World actually, just for that. Because in 64DS, I don't feel like I never really felt like extremely, or at least I don't remember any extremely boring parts. You give 3D Land an 8 out of 10. I see. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna put it a bit above 3D World, just because 3D World has that issue. Okay. So now, Um, I think Mario Sunshine's definitely above 64 DS. Let me tell you that much. Um, Super Mario Sunshine is a good time. It's very fun, very janky, product of its time, and all that. But I don't think that it inhibits the game from being fun. Uh, Overall, I think. I mean, it's very very tight, but also it's kind of weird. It's like kind of tight, but also like clunky in some ways. Um, they have the spin jump and all that, and Flood is. I think Flood is a pretty good mechanic. I think it's fun to use. Um, I think the shines are very fun. Some of them are kind of bullshit. um, you know, the infamous Pinko machine, and stuff, pinball machine, and what else? Um, Mario Sunshine has. I do like the different places you're going. They have the hotel theme. They have, uh, Bianco Hills and that sort of thing. It has a very nice hub world. The hub world is really fun. Delfino Plaza. It's a good amount of stuff to do in Delfino Plaza. Just messing around. I think it's really, really fun. Um, what else? They got Yoshi. Yoshi could be pretty fun. I liked. Um, I forget some of the names of these worlds. If I'm being honest. There's the one where you go on the red pipe on top of like near the statue, and no, I think that was the hotel, and then there was whatchamacallit. Um, there's one where you go way up on the freaking bell place. Um, we're really high up, and there's the fuck. I need to remember. I need to know these names. Um, I I end up remembering the experiences more than the names. Um, Plaza is the hub world that is the most like an actual level, which is pretty cool. There are so many shines in it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the different nozzles are fun to work with. Um, got some fairly fun bosses, I think. Um, Cooper Blooper is fun, and Petey Piranha, Shadow Mario is kind of meh. The Shadow Mario stuff is pretty repetitive. um, what else? I don't know. I think it was fairly fun. Oh
Shopping
yeah,
for your
there's
next
the.
car?
Fuck off! I don't
What about a
want.
sunroof?
I. Stupid ad. Um, there was the names are eluding me now. There's the freaking theme park. The theme park was really fun. Very fun themes with stuff. And I like the linear levels as well. The linear levels are very fun to it's a nice change of pace. Got some games as well, like some they got the blooper race. I mean, sometimes it's kind of BS, but um, I think the highs of Sunshine kind of make the more clunky BS stuff a little
Shopping for
bit
your next
easier to
car?
forget. What are you doing? I muted you. Pinna Park, yes. Pinna Park is fun. I like how there's like a story progression as you work through the shines in a
Shopping
world.
for your next car? What about a sunroof? With millions of cars nationwide, Auto Navigator makes it easy to find the perfect one for you. Shopping for your next car?
Fuck off!
What about a sunroof?
What is going on? Can I mute this? How do I mute a fucking? I don't know. It's gonna respawn. Watch. It's gonna respawn at any moment. Anyways, how about a sunroof? Fucking stupid. stupid, shitting all over my fucking website with ads. So yeah, Sunshine, pretty fun. I like it. It's a very nice experience, and I think those are the games that I end up valuing. I think you can get away with some BS if your experience is very, very fun. So I'm gonna put an A tier, maybe like A minus. A minus, maybe more of a B plus. A minus, B plus, sort of a toss up as well. All right, we're almost done here.
Shopping for your next car? What about third row?
Anyways, Mario Galaxies 1 and 2. This is the big kicker here. I think I'm going to put Mario Galaxy. I mean, this is kind of predictable. Mario Galaxy 1 and then Mario Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 is better than Galaxy 1. Galaxy is definitely better than Mario Sunshine. It has a lot less kind of clunkiness. The controls are kind of a lot better in that way. I love the spin mechanic. It's so fucking fun. I fucking love it. You know, the planet gimmick, genius. There's a lot of fun things to do in Mario Galaxy. A lot of great worlds. You know, the story, pretty fucking weird, but also kind of cool. What else? There's a very good reason why people are nostalgic for Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and they see it as like their best game of all time. Because it's really fucking good. Design is really good. Very, 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 very good. It's getting later now, so now I'm slowly but surely getting more sleep drunk. Mario Galaxy 1 is I like the Comet Observatory, but it's a little empty. Just a little bit. Levels are very fun to go through. A good amount of variety. I like, the freaking. I feel like I'm forgetting names a lot more than I usually would. The freaking B level, really cool. I like that. I like sort of the different like sort of the kitchen, the fountain, whatever, the different locations. I think that's really fun. I like the progression as well. You obviously don't have to get every single star. And you can just move on whenever you want. So you obviously don't have to do every star. I think the gimmicks are pretty fun too, even with the motion controls. I don't think the motion controls are a problem at all. The only real motion controls you need is shaking the Wiimote. There are some gimmicks as well, but you don't have to play them. I like how there's secret levels. I think like how there's the Hungry Lumas, letting you do something off the beaten path. And yeah, you're doing something different with each star, and it's a very, very great experience. I like how you can swim around in the water with the green shell. I think that's really good. They got races. They got a lot of stuff in Mario Galaxy. The only reason I'm putting Mario Galaxy 1 below Mario Galaxy 2 is that I think Mario Galaxy 2 does a bit of a better job with variety. Mario Galaxy 1 has like almost like a little bit too many stars in each galaxy. Either that or like they don't have enough variety within the galaxies to sort of make like say the third star or fourth star feel fresh. Which it's not a huge deal breaker or anything. It's just that after maybe like the third star, you're just like I got the gist of it. So, and then there's different power ups like the ice flower and stuff, and the spring power up, um, the bee power up, the boo power up, right? Um, very very fun, very very fun. They have a lot of really cool ideas. There's a lot you can do with the galaxy theming. I think it's great. Galaxy 2 just expanded on Galaxy 1. Does a I think it does a better job with variety. You do like maybe like three-ish sort of stars, two-ish kind of stars, and then you're on to the next thing. I think it's great. Um, I think that I think they did. I think they just did a better job in general with the design, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say because Galaxy 2 is very similar to Galaxy 1. Um, they added some new stuff. They added like 2D sections, which I think was interesting. It's interesting that Galaxy 1 didn't do that, but Galaxy 2 did. Has like double the stars of Galaxy 1, which is kind of crazy. Thanks to the green stars, of course. Some of the green stars a little bit kind of arbitrary, but I think it is a little better than playing the entire game again as Luigi. I think it's silly, but it does still help the game kind of feel a tiny bit more fresh. It's like a kind of different star than what you were doing. Um, so that's fun. They added Yoshi. Yoshi's good fun as well. You know, the you know, swinging around with the tongue and all that sort of stuff. Different Yoshi mechanics too. They have like the berries where you go really fast, very spicy berry. You're moving across the water, jumping across the water, and all that. Um, there's like the balloon Yoshi. That's always fun. Um, we got you know, some of the comet. They have the comet medals and stuff. It's a very interesting reward for getting the comet medals. You get comet stars. I mean, okay, good comet medal, good comet star, obviously, but it's just another collectible. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You're being rewarded for getting extra collectible, which I think is pretty nice. Mm-hmm. I find the levels in Galaxy 1 more memorable because they have more in them, but I guess that can also be a detriment. Galaxy 2's variety is unmatched. Mm-hmm. Too clear is not gonna lie. I used to be a one truther. Galaxy 2 had better missions. Galaxy 1 had better stages. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Galaxy 2 just knows how to. It's a good time. It's a really fucking damn good time. A plus. Fucking A plus. Galaxy. Honestly, it's somewhere between an A and A plus. I mean, our Galaxy itself is really fucking good as well. It's good fucking fun. Um, a lot less bullshit than Mario Sunshine. In Mario Sunshine, I could probably bump Mario Sunshine to B plus or something because it's a little janky. It's a little rough. In fact, maybe I should do that. Okay. And last one. I'm after I finish my explanations for each one. I'm probably gonna move stuff around a little bit and be more specific with my rankings. Last one. This is an easy one. Mario Odyssey S tier. Fucking exceeding expectations. I was surprised when I first played Mario Sunshine back. Mario Odyssey back in was it really 2017? Damn, that's like almost 9 years ago. That's fucking insane. Um, I had a fucking blast with Mario Odyssey. It was fun just moving around, and I thought that was gonna change when I played it for a second time 8 years later, but it didn't. I had fun the whole fucking time. The problem with I think the thing that really bumps Mario Odyssey up to like really fucking exceeding expectations in comparison to Mario Galaxy 2 is that Galaxy 2, I mean, as fun as Galaxy's controls are compared to Mario Sunshine, as nice and as unique and interesting it can be, the circles that you can make in Galaxy, sometimes you run in circles and that's stupid. And I don't think I can say that it's as fun just controlling in Galaxy. And again, amazing games. But in Mario Odyssey, it's just fucking fun to fuck around. Like doing bullshit. Just doing random ass bullshit is fun in Mario Odyssey. I mean, that's kind of part of the reason why, there's Balloon World in Mario Odyssey. You're just kind of fucking around. And it's just it's kind of infinite fun in that way. Even if you're just getting distracted, with whatever, you're having a good fucking time. Cappy is amazing to control. It's lovely. And the moons, people say, oh no, the moons are kind of arbitrary. Well, yeah, there's like 999 of them. So a lot of them are going to be a little bit arbitrary, but that's the thing. They made the controls so fucking fun in the first place that getting moons is just kind of, it's a way, it's a means to an end. I guess, what am I trying to say here? It's still really fun to get them, and I think you have to sort of flip the mindset, because it's not going to be like Mario Sunshine where you have one specific goal and the entire level is based around that goal. It doesn't really work that way. You're there to explore, see what things the level has to offer, the world has to offer. The moons help you do that. They help you do the fun things in that world. And sometimes the game just kind of rewards you for being curious. There's a rumble in my controller. There's I don't know, there's a freaking silly sphinx that tells jokes, or not tells jokes, gives quizzes, and the things he says is funny, so that's why I said joke. But what happens if I just keep going? So many fun things that happen, like just throughout the main story too. Really good fun, just going through the story as well. I guess what I'm saying, is the main playthrough. They reward you with new moons after you beat the game. They give you like moon rocks. I love the linear levels too. They're a blast. And you'd be hard pressed to find any part of Mario Odyssey where I felt like this sucks. I've had like maybe 2 or 3 moments where like the camera kind of felt like bleh. But most of the time it was very smooth. So yeah. So the game on the, let's see. A lot of people say Galaxy's controls are outright bad. They're just Wii phobic, let's be honest. How do you control the game with the control, right? What you're saying is that the controls are so satisfying that doing literally anything. Yep. Doing fuck all is fun. And when just doing fuck all is fun, like, how am I supposed to criticize anything when I'm having fun just doing bullshit, So I had more fun building IKEA furniture with no tools than controlling Mario and Odyssey. Yep. What else? Balloon World's awesome. The Kingdoms. I fucking love the Kingdoms. Like, Luncheon Kingdom. How quirky can you get, Nintendo? Luncheon Kingdom. The fucking soup lava. That's hot. Alright? That's hot. Alright? The Moon Kingdom. You're floating around on the moon. Fucking fun. The purple coins. The costumes you get. The silly fucking costumes. I fucking love it. With references. Super Mario Odyssey is just a celebration of Mario. It's a celebration. It's practically perfect in my eyes, at the very least. if you get the average person to play Mario Odyssey, they're going to have a good time. I can pretty much almost guarantee it, unless you really hate platformers. um, I have no doubt in my mind that people will have fun with Mario Odyssey, at least some kind of fun. Um, it's great. The captures, I didn't even mention the fucking captures. You can capture a rock, you can capture a dinosaur, you capture a Goomba. Stack up the Goombas, you get to Goombet. Goombet kisses you on the lips and gives you 10 moons. It's great. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry you can't enjoy Mario Odyssey the same way that I can, MP, because Mario Odyssey is awesome. I think a lot of people agree as well. Um, yeah, the tricks you can do with Cappy, it's great. It's Peem. It's peak. That's why I put it at the peak of this tier list. Okay. Pretty fucking frickin' fuck. Frickin' fuck. Now, how do I get more specific with my placements? Of insulting Odyssey. Well, everyone has their thing. I might want to alter some stuff here. I want to be more forgiving and maybe a little bit more punishing to some. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, Captain Toad, it's like kinda alright. It's definitely, I don't think it's, I would say it's like at least D+. Captain Toad, and think about what you've done here. mm. Um, I don't know what your thing being the correct one means. I mean, I guess it's the correct one for you, you know. Anyways, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, D tier. D tier means below average. Below average means it's not okay. It's kind of, it has a little, it's a little crappy. It's like, it's hmm. It definitely holds your attention. It can hold your attention. That's the thing. It exists, you play it, and it happens. And you don't give a fuck. I mean, I think Mario 64 is a fair bit better than Captain Toad. Maybe it should be D tier. Maybe it's not a good game at any. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's. I mean, I knew it was not a good game, but maybe it's not even just okay. Maybe it's below average. It's kind of hard to define okay because I said that I said when I was playing Captain Toad I was like Captain Toad's okay, but like, what is okay? Average person would be okay with Captain Toad based on the reviews. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just what I think. Like, from my own experience, how I would judge the average person would see the game. And the actual, what people actually think might, you know, vary, obviously, because I'm not a representative of 8 billion people. Uh, um, and might be beyond my understanding, so I don't know. Um, I don't know. Captain Toad is just it's kind of boring. I think it's like D plus at the very least. I think the fact that I'm struggling so much to put it in C minus kind of goes to show just how not great it is. I'm trying to. What do you want me to do, Sean? Do you want me to just go to Metacritic and like put the Metacritic score for the games? Is that what you want me to do? What do you want from me? I don't think it should be in the same tier as these others, but it also was never really meant to be. I I'm going based off a scale of good and bad here. That's it. I'm going based off a scale of how is the average person going to enjoy this game. I'm not going based on what is the average Mario fan. How is the average Mario fan going to enjoy this game? Let me explain it kind of weird. Okay. D plus, I think. Mario 60, I don't know. I might bump Mario 64 just because it has more content than Bowser's Fury. I don't know. I should bump Mario 64 up because it has so much more. um, and I don't know. It kind of does more interesting things than you know, I should put Mario 64 above it. I don't think it's very fair. Uh, well, I think most Mario. I don't know, MP. Like, I'm harsh. You said Mario Odyssey was 5 out of 10. I think that's pretty harsh. And please cool it with the whole everyone should think my opinion because they shouldn't, and I don't think you should have my opinion. I mean, I don't think you should have my opinion. I think people just have their opinions, and that's how it is. I know you're probably just joking, but let's just chill a teensy tiny bit. Imagine if the average Mario fan's favorite game was Sticker Star. Where Ahmed is the only TTYD fan and everyone else is part of MP Hive Mind. Well, it's not Hive Mind anymore. That's just the general public at that point. Hmm. I think Mario 64 is like a C plus, and Bowser's Fury is probably like a C or C minus. It's pretty decent. It's all right. You can have some decent fun. It's just that it doesn't really grab you during the beginning. Maybe in a C minus, or maybe I don't know. I It's kind of hard to be super exact with this sort of thing because a lot of things are kind of toss ups, and it is kind of difficult to be completely objective, um, especially when Metacritic exists and people kind of already have their opinions on stuff that in that way. Put half of all Mario games at 8 out of 10 or above. Mm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is kind of harsh. Maybe it is kind of harsh. Hmm. Maybe I could put like MP has this unlimited power over the population and chooses to use it to influence people's opinions about Mario games. Yeah, Mario 60 is it really just okay? I mean, I don't know. It's still a good game. B minus. No, yeah, C plus is too harsh. I think B minus. And Bowser's Fury. This is what I mean by I was gonna kind of bump things up because I was wondering like, is like is Bowser's Fury really is like Mario 64 really just okay? Would be C and everything else would be B or above at least. Yeah, that's a good point, honestly. Fuck it. Hmm. think Bowser's Fury definitely is not crossing, because like half the game is like all right and half the game is good. So I think B minus is fair. Captain Toad, I'll put you in C, just because I think Captain Toad is C tier. Because it still does do some interesting things. It's just that a lot of it's just like a good portion of the game is kind of pretty boring. I'm just kind of tolerating the game a lot of the time, but some stuff is kind of nice. It's either a C or a C minus. You have 45 Mario games above the average tier. That's a lot. Captain Toad, you're either in C or in C minus. It's got to be one of them. I'm gonna leave it in C. I'm gonna have a little bit of mercy on Captain Toad. I don't think it approaches B. I think it is a solid C. It's okay. There are better games out there. It's not offensive. If you play it, you're gonna play it and it's gonna hold your attention and you're gonna be just fine. It'll be cute. It's a cute game. And if a game is just cute, C for cute, right? Bowser's Fury, I think B minus is fair. I think B minus is very, very fair. I feel pretty comfortable with B minus. I actually am kind of. I actually do want to thank you all for questioning my tier list, because I'm trying to be as objective as possible. And when MP told me like it's kind of harsh, like you put some of those games, like you put Captain Toad below average, and you put Mario 64 in C. I bumped Mario 64 from C to B. What an upgrade. I guess that's what happens when you think about these Mario games comparatively. I'm trying my best to see them as like by themselves, but I end up thinking comparatively anyway. So like, yeah. 9 out of 10 for Galaxy 1, 2, Sunshine 64, 3D Worlds. That's a lot. Wow. Yeah, I don't think it's a C. I think B minus. I feel the most confident about B minus for Bowser's Fury. I don't think it's a B. I don't think it's a C plus. I think it's a B minus. Captain Toad, C. Does not approach B. Mario 64, very good time. A very solid good time for the most part. If you're just beating the game, you can skip all the bullshit levels. And you can just have a very solid time. B. 3D Land, probably a little better just because of the consistency. Would I say it's a B plus? Not really. I don't know. Does Sunshine really belong as the same tier as Galaxy games? That's why I might put it like A minus. The blue coins are nice. I actually kind of agree with MP's opinion on the blue coins, surprisingly enough, because they're not designed. We're not talking about completion here. We're talking about beating the game and just having an experience, a proper experience with the game. The blue coins fulfill its purpose. They're extra. You can get them if you would like. They're on the way to getting the shines, and you're rewarded for it with exchanging shines for it. So I think it's actually pretty good. The blue coins are nice. Completing it is bullshit. Yeah, and I want to do the same thing, MP, but I get influenced. Anyways, right. Bowser's Fury comfortable. Captain Toad comfortable. Mario 64 not super duper. No, yeah, I think you know what? I think Mario 64 and 3D Land. I feel actually kind of comfortable putting Mario 64 and 3D Land in the same tier. They're kind of similar. They like the drawbacks of Mario 64 is it's just that their drawbacks are in different places. 3D Land is 3D Land is I think it doesn't do enough interesting stuff, and the beginning is a little bit boring, which holds. I think it's still a little better than Mario 64 just for the consistency that it has. Not gonna put Mario 64 in B minus at all. But does that mean I bump 3D Land up, or do I keep it in the same tier? Yeah. It's not. I think it's B. I think it's like above Mario 64, but like they're both in B tier. It's weird. Hmm. You have no games in 1 out of 10. You have Thousand Year Door is 2 out of 10. So that's pretty close. 2 out of 10 is like. I think a 2 out of 10 would be like fucking hentai girls on the eShop. I think that's what a 2 out of 10 is. I don't think it's Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. That's just how I see it. I know you see rankings differently. It starts at a 0 and it goes up. I know how you think about it, but like the way that I think about it is that that's definitely not it. Anyways, we talked about that to hell and back. 3D World is I think it's a fair bit. I kind of want to put six. I kind of want to put. Here's what I'm gonna do. Two. Hentai girls. You heard what I said. It's a thing that exists. It's slop. It's AI slop, and all you do is it's like slide puzzles or whatever the fuck. I watched a video about it once, and it's as bad. It's you don't get a game, you get a poop, pretty much. Um, don't buy hentai girls on the eShop. It shouldn't be allowed on the. You shouldn't. There shouldn't be pictures of it on the. I don't know what the fuck Nintendo's doing. Anyways, B plus. I think these two belong. I feel like these two belong in B plus. Mario 64 DS I think is a bit better. 3D World. I think it does enough where it's at least B plus. It's got to be at least B plus. I don't think. I think the thing that's really what keeps 64DS and 3D World from being bumped up further is the fact they don't do enough interesting stuff. It's not Mario 64 DS and 3D World isn't as interesting as Mario Sunshine. That's why I would like to put Mario Sunshine a tier above. But not A, definitely A minus. You do not belong in the same tier as Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Well then I was interested until I heard AI. And Pizzo. Noted. MP is an ethical gooner. At least. Anyways. And I kind of want to put. I kind of want to put Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 is. No, Galaxy 2 is fucking A plus, dude. Honestly, Mario Galaxy alone is also A plus. They're very close to each other. I think in Mario Odyssey, I think S is fair. I don't think it's S. I think it's S. I think it exceeds expectations. I think that's a good tier list. I think thank you all for helping me out here. I think this is fair. At least when you see it. At least when yeah. I think this is fair. Let's see. Maybe I can change the colors here to make it prettier. Or maybe I can't do that. I don't know. I should make all the A's the same color. All the B's the same color, shouldn't I? I don't know why I changed that one. C, we'll make it fucking dark blue, I guess. And then D, or maybe we should make it green. Green for gay. And then D is blue, like dark blue. Yeah. F5 centers in case in point, I was all my trash before it goes into the bin because my trash is superior and cleaner than everyone else's. Captain Woke Gender Tracker. Not a fair. Okay. I think this is. What do you all think? What do you think about this list? I think this is fair. Captain Toad's mid as fuck. Bowser's Fury. It's fairly good. Not the best, but fairly good. Mario 64, very good time. 3D Land, pretty good time. A lot more consistent. 3D World, pretty decent bump from 3D Land. 64 DS, a great time. Fixes a lot of bullshit from 64. Mario Sunshine, very nice experience, very fun. Galaxy 1 and 2 A+. That is fair. Alright. I think that's what it concludes it. Let me see if I can do Control minus. And I'm gonna take a picture of this. And I can send that whenever I would like to send it. Yeah, 64 and 64 DS. Yeah. I don't understand the 64 DS. I feel like I don't even know if a lot of people like. I'm wondering if they've even played it as of like recent. And like actually compared the two. I think 64 DS is an all around much better time than 64. Yeah. Leave it at that. All the Mario games are good. At least in some way. At least to some extent. Bowser's Fury, kinda good. Mario 64 3D Land, good. B+, pretty good. A-, great. A+, fucking awesome. S for sex. Can't wait for the 2D Mario list. We'll see what the polls say. Remember to vote on my Discord server whenever I do that. Yeah. Pretty cool. That was fun. Thank you all. Now, forgot to add Wonder on tier list. Remember to do your civic duty, exactly. Alright. Let's jump. Let me turn on my Switch here. We're gonna play some Luigi's Mansion now. Let's see. Alright. Let's transition. Alright, and I'm gonna stop streaming and then start streaming again. Just so it's easier to export shit and I don't have to say this is a tier list video and it's a Luigi's Mansion video. Well, that'd be kind of strange, wouldn't it? Okay. Let's see here. Be right back.